morning, everybody, wherever you are, however you may be listening. This is the Wednesday wrap-up. We got Herb in the house. What's happening, man?
Man, it is a beautiful morning. This is the best way to start your morning. If you're not here, I guess you're not hearing me, but go tell somebody who's not here that they should be here.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the best show of the week, no question.
Yes. Although Raj might take offense to that, but he's not here yet. So the second best show of the week will be happening tonight.
I like that it's on Wednesday because, you've already battled through a couple days of the week. So it's always nice to kick off early, have a good show, especially for me on a Wednesday because it's such a busy day and stressful by the time you're done. So I like to ease into it with a show that I'm having all the time.
There you go, man. What's up, Zach?
National Maple Syrup Day. I'm with it. Let's get some pancakes going.
Now, do you have a maple syrup day and a pancake day? Like, it feels like those should be together.
They're like 4 months apart.
Got the syrup. Where's the pancakes? Oh, about that. You
gotta scrape the fuzzy stuff off the top because you had to save that maple syrup for 4 months. Man. So I want to mix this one up a little bit.
Let's do it.
So normally we do the power rankings in the second half of the show. I think we're going to kick this one off with it and then go into some of the news. This will be a heavy NFL show. Did we scare you? But there are a few other things going on around the sports world as well. But this one's going to be kind of heavy on the NFL just because, well, we're going down the stretch here, getting close to the playoffs, and there's some teams that have been eliminated. But let's kick this off with the power rankings. And so here we go. There's a little bit of movement, not a ton. The Patriots took kind of a bad loss. It was against a good Bills team, but it's the way they lost.
Yes, for sure.
Had them slide a little bit. And then I have Green Bay falling all the way off the list. And not only did their loss, affect that, but the loss of players really affected.
Yeah. That was, especially that's your big acquisition right before the year.
Yeah.
Offense has been a little shaky, but defense has kind of been solid. But you're going to need a guy like Parsons in the playoffs. So losing him this late, that just hurts. And they've had a couple baffling losses for sure. And can we shout out to the NFC West for having 3 of the 4 top spots? And it feels like in wildly different ways,
Yes.
Like the patchwork team of the 49ers, the Seahawks, which I thought y'all were in trouble. Well, so full disclosure with NFL Sunday Ticket, I had the Seahawks game on. One, because I feel like a de facto Seattle fan because of you. And 2, because I have to watch Rivers to see what they're doing.
Of course. I think they actually showed that in more regions than they normally would have.
We do.
Just because Rivers was coming back after 5 years off. And I'm not going to lie. He looked decent.
Yeah. Now, I think they had a game plan for him. Short, choppy, quick passes. I felt like he never had the ball more than 2 seconds. He
only had one throw that was deeper than 15 yards.
Was that the one he missed to
it was a miss.
Downs? Yeah. Well, you can tell when Downs turned around, he had his hand up and the ball was already landing, and he was like, whoa, what do we what do we Rivers like, bro, I'm not holding it that long. So
oh no, he absolutely went into that just with the grip it and rip it mentality.
Yes.
And it's out. Which is the right thing to do going against Seattle. But they were able to really neutralize the Seattle offense, and it was impressive. I think what people kind of forget, because they're like, oh man, I can't believe you looked so bad against Phillip Rivers and company. It's like, yeah, okay, but let's not pretend like Daniel Jones is some juggernaut of a quarterback. They were winning because Jonathan Taylor, who was there, and their defense also on the field, as I recall. So
yes.
You know,
Rivers wasn't playing middle linebacker, so let's not.
For real. Yeah. So, I mean, I think people just forgot that the Colts were the best team in the league through 11 weeks of the season. So it's not like they just forgot how to play football. So did I expect them to be able to keep it as close as they did? Absolutely not. But that is a huge shout out to their defense. They had a plan for Seattle. And then at the same time, good on the Seahawks to special teams it through a game. I mean, 6 field goals to win a game is wild. If you had him on your fantasy, killing it for you.
That was very Pittsburgh Steelers-esque. That game was.
It was very frustrating, is what it was.
Yes. I was like, I was gonna text you, but I was like, no, he's probably already like, what the heck, watching this. So I'm gonna leave it. But I was generally confused at times. I was thinking, is this their defense is that good? Does this look bad on Darnold? And and you got the Rams coming up. Was there any worry about the next game?
So no, it's a short week for both of them, right?
Right.
And when you look at their matchup, it was a nail biter the first time they met, right? But they're also going to be without Devontae Adams, right? Yeah, so it's going to have to be the Puka show. This is going to be an amazing game, right? This is probably the best Thursday night game we've had in years, right? Like, this is for not only the division, it potentially is the number 1 seed in the NFC. So just a very, very amazing game. And then, of course, it's Thursday night. So I'm hosting the Thursday Night Football at Crucible Brewing. It'll be our final night of Toys for Tots collection. So we get an amazing game. We get to, be the drop-off spot for toys. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest, come out for that. Come have a beer, watch the game, bring a new unwrapped toy to Crucible Brewing, and you'll get your second beer for free just for bringing that toy.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
remember last year when we were talking about what was the NFC North and how ridiculously how ridiculous that conference was, and then all of a sudden the West was like, wait, hold on. We can do this.
Especially when you look at what happened to the North. The North is has not looked particularly good. I mean, the Bears are leading that. The Lions have been really inconsistent. Injuries, for sure.
Right.
Green
Bay overcame injuries last year to play better. This year, it's not
for sure
clicking the same.
Yeah. And then Green Bay is, they've been so inconsistent, and now they're just going to be bad because they have too many hurt players. But I mean, just a weird division. Like, they went from the toughest division in the league to being middle of the road at best.
Yeah. And right now, Detroit would be out of the playoffs. Green Bay is holding on to the 7 seed. I mean, this is
are they still the 7 seed?
Wow.
I didn't think they were.
Yep. I got them at 9-4-1 here in Detroit, right behind them 8-6. And can I give a shout out to a team I'm disappointed in that I should just be ready to be disappointed in? The Carolina Panthers. Like, I know that you guys are the Panthers, but all you have to do is not get swept by the Saints, and you're leading the division. Like, guys, I'm not expecting you to be in the power rankings, but having that that home playoff loss and, getting blown out by 20, at least it would have been a playoff game.
Yes.
Like, nobody wants to win that division, which I don't, I guess I don't blame them, but
is that division? I mean, when you think of Tampa Bay still leading that division with the amount of injuries that team has.
Yes.
Carolina should have easily been able to snag this team.
Yes. Now, they still have 2 games against each other, but it's funny when I listen to like Tampa Bay stuff, they're like, I don't expect us to win the division. Thinking, why not? You got 2 games against Carolina. You don't have no idea which. Is it the Carolina that beat the Rams or the Carolina that lost, that got swept by the Saints? So I
think why they're prepped for not winning the division is because they're looking at their injury list and being like, realistically, this is not the jam.
Yeah. Which, by the way, shout out to Bowles for just going full on bus mode and saying, it was all the players. Like, they suck. They gotta get it together.
Yeah,
None of
my
this
game
the
plan was
coach's fault.
awesome. They just couldn't execute it all.
I was like, all right, tell us how you really feel about this. So that was awesome by him. So forget it. I take no responsibility whatsoever.
The only team that that isn't on here that, you know, I was struggling because it was like, do I put the Chargers? Do I put the Texans? Like there's a couple of teams that are right there that could really be in that 10th spot. You know, the Jags kind of solidified their spot in the top 10.
Right.
It's still weird to have them there and like
sure.
they're there, but I still don't believe in them. Like I keep waiting for Trevor Lawrence to turn back into a pumpkin. But you know, every quarterback has that 1 year. So maybe this is that year for him. I never trust him just because of all the unforced errors that he has.
I think that's fair.
The Bills have started turning it around. I don't really believe in the Bills either, though, because their defense isn't very good.
Right.
You know, obviously they live and die on whatever Josh Allen can do. So when he's Superman, they win, and when he's not, they don't.
Yeah.
Like it's not even particularly close. Like as soon as they're like, okay, we need our defense to do something, they're like, nah, cool, let's just get on the bus. Like,
I know. They're already in there going, bro, it's cold out there. Like, what you guys doing?
Right.
So, you know, and Josh Allen's one of those guys that every mistake is magnified because they need so much from him. You know, even in like prime Mahomes, he still had Kelsey. It just feels like Josh, and even with James Cook having good games, it still feels like, hey, Josh, the play is you do something. He's like, that's the whole play. Yeah, whole play. You do something, you figure it out, and let's go. So I just don't know that's sustainable.
Yeah, they're like, we need you to throw for 3, but also run for 3, and it's going to be close.
Yeah. Like if you run for 2, we lose. So
he's like, wait, when did I start playing for the Bengals?
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
By the way, I know they're never going to make the power, but if you're the Bengals and you even have an outside shot and you're built on all offense, I don't care who the defense is. You can't put up 0. Like that can't be the outcome.
Oh no,
game.
That team doesn't want to play football.
No.
You know, I didn't load the soundbite for Burrow, but I mean, when you have a guy that looks completely dejected, and that was before that game, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not having a good time. So soon as he had that press conference and he looked just defeated mentally, I didn't think they were going to win that next game. I mean, I didn't think they were going to anyway, because they got to put up 45 points to win a game anyway. But I didn't expect them to put up a 0. And for them to put up a 0, you know he's not right.
Right.
So then you're looking at it as, do they even win another game?
Yeah. Well, technically they put up 7. That very play of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great play. I'd love to get a pick and go, look, end zone's down there. I'm not doing all that. Hey, come here.
It was a funny play to watch. It was a funny play to watch. But yeah, your offense can't put up a goose egg, especially when you're the most expensive 3 players in the league. Yeah. So it's not like it's kind of a high price. No. Like it is the highest priced.
Yes.
But I mean, at the same time, that's like the Steelers not being able to play defense, most expensive defense in the league, and they are not good. So, I mean, it's you don't always get what you pay for. That's for sure.
Sure.
The other guy that isn't going to make the playoffs is Patrick Mahomes. First time in the last, really since he got in the league. Yeah. Then on top of being eliminated, tears his ACL. So he had surgery day before yesterday, ACL, LCL. And there's a couple of things coming out of this that is interesting. One, how little do you trust your medical staff when you go get your second opinion with the Cowboys and have their doctor do the surgery. Like that doesn't say good things about KC's medical
At
staff.
all. Yeah.
And then at the same time, have we seen the end of the KC run? Because with this injury, you almost guarantee that Travis Kelce pulls the plug on it, right?
For sure.
Like there was speculation that he might come back one more year because they had a bad year and he didn't want to end that way. But now that you have Mahomes tearing the ACL, the LCL, best case scenario, he's going to be back mid-season next year. So not only do they miss the playoffs this year, for all intents and purposes, they're probably going to miss next year too.
Right.
So if you're one of these guys that's kind of on the outside of the career, do you just pull the plug on it, right? Because his contract's over anyway. So it's not like maybe I'll just play out a final year. This is that final year. So I think he ultimately retires, moves into, the media world, gets married, does all that. But I think this is probably the most prime time for KC to do that soft rebuild as they start to bring in some other players because they're not going to be competitive anyway.
Right.
And Brad?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I almost think of the Spurs when they ended up with Tim Duncan, because David Robinson was out, for a year and they just happened to have a bad year. And it was like a tank that they didn't really want to tank, but their best player's gone. Kelce retires. If you have a decently bad, there's probably enough talent there to squeak out some wins here and there, but a decently bad season, get some high draft picks, and you're right back in it, the next year. But no, absolutely. I do think Kelce, I agree with you. I think Kelce walks away. And there's a lot of people that were happy that the Chiefs were eliminated, but not like that. Nobody ever wants to see a guy go down, like that, still trying to fight and get them in there. So definitely shout out to him.
No,
I hadn't read that about the medical staff. So that's wild. I don't even know if that's a story I'd want getting out. We're like, hey guys, we'll check you out. You're like, no. We're gonna go over and see these guys.
Well, they did check him out, and then he's like, yeah. So I want to go to a doctor.
You look like you printed out your certificate yourself.
In my mind, it made it look like Casey's doctors are like Dr. Ned from The Simpsons. Like, hi, everybody. Technically wearing a lab coat, but.
That's all they had in my size. Like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
That is wild.
But yeah, I think the KC run might be done there. And Brad, we will touch on some NHL. It'll be at the end of the show, though.
What Rook? Do you think Reed retires in this little, or do you think he sticks around for it?
I could see retirement because again, they're not going to be particularly competitive. I mean, they got to figure out who they're going to have throwing the ball because Minshew was only on a 1-year deal too, so he may not be there for KC next year either.
Yeah.
So what? They're going to go find? They can go get Alex Smith out of the box somewhere or something, since we're just bringing old guys back.
Yeah, why not? Did you hear where Cam was upset that the Colts didn't call him and they called Rivers instead?
Yes. So that is the most ridiculous. Obviously, he's just mad at it because he wants the views. Like that's what it is. Because when you think back to the last time we saw Cam, he did not look good, right? Like he had bad tape, and on top of it, his athleticism isn't what it was. So if your arm talent didn't evolve and your athleticism is falling off, the league is very much what have you done for me lately? And that's why it worked for Rivers. One, he's familiar with the system. He's familiar with the organization. He knows the coaches. He knows their system. Right. So from that aspect, it made sense. But also, if you remember the last time we saw him, it was with the Colts. And he threw for 4,000 yards, got him into the playoffs. I mean, so it's not like his last tape was terrible. And this league, I mean, you saw Baker Mayfield almost not be in the league anymore because he decided to play injured, threw some bad tape out there. The Browns let him go, and he struggled to get on a team.
Yeah.
And now he's playing fantastic. So, unfortunately, the league is just kind of built that way. If you throw some bad tape out there, that's worse
all
than
we
anything
remember.
else. Like, you could be in trouble with the law. You could do all kinds of wild stuff as long as the tape's good. As soon as the tape's bad,
yeah. You already murdered those 3 people. Yeah, but did you see him throw for 4,000 yards? We're in.
That's what I'm saying. That is the league. I mean, Ray Rice was going to be able to stay in the league until the video came out.
Right.
And then they're like, like that actually kind of looks bad. Like, so
I also think the game plan that they executed would not have been a Cam Newton game plan. And you don't really need a guy running when you have Taylor. So that was specifically designed to let's get Taylor his touches. And when we throw it, you're never holding the ball for long.
Well, and
Just get it out quick.
You don't need the circus. That, like, honestly, that is the thing that keeps Cam out more than anything else. Honestly, if it was just his gameplay, he'd probably still be a backup somewhere in the league. But because he brings the circus with him, that's where people are like, yeah, we just don't need the distraction around the team, especially because if he's going to be a backup or something like that, every time someone struggles, it's going to be the Cam, hardcore Cam fans that are like, put him in, right? As opposed to just like, our starter had a bad game. Like, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
maybe that's why, like, if let's say you have a 3rd round draft pick and you draft a quarterback, you don't draft a guy who's going to get a lot of attention in the 5th round. Is that what you're saying? Well,
yeah. And on that note, someone was asking if he was going to potentially lose his job after that awesome performance this last week.
Yeah, you know what league we in? Yeah, you can lose your job at any point in time. So you don't play with fear. When you live and play in fear, then you'll never be yourself. So I don't play or live in fear. Whatever situation I'm in. Whatever happens, it happens. But I live each moment and try to live each day to the fullest. So never live in worry or fear.
I mean, it's a good answer.
Yeah. I like the way you handled that one.
And you can. So the thing with Shedeur is obviously he's just unfairly scrutinized at this point.
For
right?
sure.
Every time he has a decent game, people are like, oh, he's the best to ever throw the ball, which, like, pump the brakes, calm down. And then he has a bad game, and it's the other people that are like, look, he's a bum, he's trash. And it's like, okay, also calm down. Like, he can be a serviceable quarterback.
Yes.
Like, I don't know why there can't be middle ground with these people. Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah. Like,
he's not elite. He's not terrible, right? Like, he is a serviceable quarterback, which is fine.
There's a reason why I don't get into Shedeur's conversations. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can just play a lot of years in the league being a serviceable quarterback. I guess the issue is we haven't seen him beat a good team yet. His 2 decent looking games were against teams battling for the first overall pick, and he looked bad against the 2 good teams.
Yeah. I think the problem is we're just spending way too much time on a 5th round rookie who should not have been playing this year. And that's not, and when you say that, people are like, what's wrong with Shedeur? Well, you don't really want your 5th rounder because he wasn't taking great reps for like 90% of the year. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's your starter because of attention. No, if you drafted a guy in the 5th round, the ideal is, hey, this guy does not need to see the field, until next year at least, and we train him and bring him up. And ideally you hadn't drafted a 3rd rounder in front of him that would be out there. So the situation around Shedeur has been mismanaged so bad that he's going to look good and he's going to look bad at times, but he's also a 5th rounder. Like, these are fair things to say. I don't post anything about Shedeur because that's what you said. Anything you say is taken as being on one side or another. And I'm like, I'm not on either side. I just call it, what's up, Rod? Roll Tide, brother. I'm just calling it like I see it. Like you said, sometimes he looks good, sometimes he looks bad. It's what you kind of expect from any rookie quarterback. Look, Cam Ward was taken number 1 overall and has started every single day. Guess what? Sometimes he looks good, sometimes he looks bad. Nobody cares when you say that. No one comes after you. Nobody gets mad. Nobody calls you racist. Well,
I mean, yeah, there's that element. Sure. I think the team construction is also very different in the way of no one expects the Titans to be good. People expected the Browns to be decent, right? Because they have a good defense. They have the best defensive player in the league. They have some weapons. Like that. There's no reason the Browns are as bad as they are. So I think that's where people really lose their mind. Is not only is it some of it is the Shedeur factor, of course, but when you look at the roster, you're like, there's no reason they should look like they do. When you see the Titans, you're like, they should look exactly like they do.
Well, I agree. I just think it's way too much of a circus around this whole thing, and it's
for sure.
It's wild to me. But it's the Browns. When everybody says we have expectations, the defense has been trying to carry that team for years, but the offense is not well put together and it's not managed very well. So
I mean, you're going to have the defensive player of the year, the all-time sack leader, right? Because he's probably going to set that this week, and they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, not even sniff them.
It reminds me of the Bengals last year, right? Like you have Burrow putting up an MVP season. You have a Triple Crown winning receiver. They can't make the playoffs. Like, I don't know why these teams can't construct an entire team. If you put the Browns and the Bengals together, you have a football team.
Right. Which is maybe a consideration. So,
I mean, it helped the Browns win last time. You move them out of that city, and all of a sudden they win a couple of rings. Like,
yeah. And it's not like they upgraded severely at quarterback when they did it. They were like, let's just get a guy who can not make mistakes and help us win a little bit and carry us on defense. So they had the same formula that the Browns are trying to do right now, but wildly different results.
There's no doubt. Yeah. All of a sudden, when you have Trent Dilfer winning rings, you're like, okay. I mean, that defense is awesome.
Yes. Well, like, Trent, what's the plan? Don't mess up. Like, really? That's the whole game plan? Yeah. If you don't mess up, we'll be fine. That's fine. Throw the ball away.
And he didn't. In fact, he actually played well during the playoffs, but it
like Flacco, it wasn't great, but then in the playoffs, they were like, okay, I can do some
that
stuff.
Year he was good though. Like that was probably the best year of his career. Was that Super Bowl year for Flacco? So at least he played out of his mind that year. Dilfer was Dilfer the whole time.
Yeah.
And of course, we got to see him firsthand in Seattle. So I mean, we had him here for a minute too. So
yes.
So it's not like me, talking is baseless. Like we got to watch it firsthand. Like, he can manage a game. Like he can do that.
Right. Yeah. And then especially in the defensive era, man, you could do that. Like, hey, I just need a guy. I mean, that's how Alabama built teams. Just don't mess up and the defense will be fine. Just don't put us in harm's way. So, hey, I mean, he won a Super Bowl, so shout out to him. There's a lot of guys out here who have.
And that's the thing, right? Like he won a ring, and he played well during the playoffs. He did just enough. He did everything they asked him to do, and then the defense absolutely dominated.
Yep.
So that being said, that does get us to the halfway point. If you are watching on ICU Radio 97.3, we do have some smooth jazz headed your way. Otherwise, you can catch the other half of the show on my YouTube channel at Football-Talk. Okay. So, Brad, to answer your question here, Philly should absolutely beat the brakes off the Commanders.
Yeah.
The Commanders don't have anybody left on their team. Jaden Daniels is shut down officially for the season. So, I mean, there's nobody left on that team. If you guys don't win that somehow, you guys are in some very real trouble. Now, you dispatched the Raiders without any issue, but I don't think any of those guys actually want to play football anymore. So you better beat that team.
Yeah. I think Brock Bowers is maybe the lone person out there who's like still trying to give it his all. And I guess a couple of defensive players were fighting with each other. After that, no. And honestly, the Commanders should not be that motivated to even attempt to win this game. Like these little wins. I know it's a division rival, whatever, but the loss is better for you than a win at this point of the season.
Well, and they play them twice in the next 3 weeks. So I mean, it's Washington is going to get beat up by the Eagles a couple of times.
Yeah, they should.
The thing is I mean, they have no incentive to win. They got an insane amount of injuries. The season's over. Like this is where you pack it in. Be like, okay, let's get some depth guys reps. Like we already know this is going to be ugly. Let's just see what we have. We're gearing up for next year. You're officially eliminated from the postseason play anyway. So I think this is where you go in just evaluation mode.
Yeah. I always talk about the long-term versus short-term goals, and I get it. As a coach, you want to try and squeeze every win out. What's up, Alex? Alex, I was watching that game, and it just felt like they went from total winning control to like what is going on, and they just couldn't slow it down at all. And I don't know if the offense changed. Like I said, I had that game on, so I'm actually watching, and I'm thinking you just feel where games are kind of slipping away from you. And momentum is a real thing. Once they got rolling on Buffalo, they couldn't stop them. And, the Pats scored a couple late, so it was a little back and forth. But I think it's just one of those times where you get ahead and you've got a two-headed monster at running back. Maybe you do start stretching the game out a little bit longer. But it's hard when you have an MVP candidate in May and you still want them, you're like, oh, let's keep letting it rip. And sometimes that's not always the best thing. But I don't know. Yeah, I give more credit to Buffalo than just to say that the Pats blew it.
That game was annoying in the way of I had the Patriots in Pick'em, and for the first half looked like a super smart pick.
Like, yeah, man.
Like, here we go. And then all of a sudden you're like in the halfway through the fourth quarter and you're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah. That one was wild.
Patriots just packed it in and went home.
Yeah. Well, for the two games that were really exciting, both of the losing teams can say that because Detroit can say the same thing. We had a 10-point lead on the Rams and then just got steamrolled. So it's just, good teams find a way to get rolling. So the Rams seems more like a team thing and Buffalo feels more like a Josh Allen thing, but yeah.
Yeah, well, but they've also figured some stuff out because, now they've won, 3 in a row. And, the Patriots had won I think like 6 or something before coming into that. So, I mean, it wasn't a terrible loss. You're losing to a division rival. You did already beat them once this year. Splitting with Buffalo is not like a, horrible thing, right? Now the way you ended up losing this game is a concern, right? Which is why they dropped on my power rankings, but it's not a bad loss. What they do moving forward, that's going to be the real question.
Right. True. Yeah. I think in the long run, they'll be okay. But Buffalo needed this game a little bit more, too, than New England did. So
they absolutely
tell in that second half.
Yeah. No, they absolutely did because that almost punches their ticket to postseason play, winning that game, right? Because I think they now have 10 wins, right? If you are
in the 6th spot with 10 wins.
Yeah. If you're an 11-win team, I think you're in the playoffs on the AFC side. You might have a 11-win team miss the playoffs on the NFC side.
Yeah. Oh, the divisions are crazy, especially when you throw Tampa Bay or Carolina into the mix and bumping somebody down just because of that. But yeah, in the AFC, that puts Buffalo at the 6th seed with 10 wins. Houston is right behind them at 9-5, and then the Colts are 8-6, but you have no idea what you're looking like going forward. And for the Colts, and if that's your next drop off, then you do feel fairly safe.
The Colts don't get there.
Yeah.
Because they have the Niners this week, and then they have the Panthers, I think, or no, they have the Jags, and then they finish with the Texans. Like they're not. Yeah, they potentially don't win another game this year.
Right. So they slide out. That puts you kind of safe. Baltimore's at 7-7, but I mean, they're just trying to catch Pittsburgh. So that's
but they do have an easier path moving forward. So the Ravens can rattle off a few wins. But yeah, again, from the AFC side, you probably get in at 10 wins. NFC side, again, you could have an 11-win team, probably not make it.
Yeah.
So
it's wild how but it switches a lot. Yeah. Well, like I said, in the NFC, you look at the teams that are on the cut mark. Detroit at 8-6 out, and And I don't want to mention Carolina at 7-7. I have no idea what's going to happen there.
What is the Lions' schedule? Because I think they play Green Bay again.
They have Pittsburgh.
Oh no, they don't.
At the Vikings, and then at the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I have no idea what to expect though.
This week against the Steelers might really be the deciding factor.
Yep.
Because if they drop this game, it's a wrap. But if they win, they'll beat the Vikings.
Even with resurgent JJ McCarthy, right? MVP candidate.
Yes. And then the Bears, that'll be the final week of the season. May not matter for the Bears. So that might end up being a win just because they might rest some guys. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out. Speaking of McCarthy, though, we got the no gritty, no doubt. Let's
say the finish I would not classify as special. It was entertaining. That's, I guess we are in the entertainment business, but I would have preferred him to show that that 40 time that he likes to talk about, having never run a 40 coming out.
I did it in practice, and I was told not to do it. So it's just me, being who I am. It's like, oh, now I'm more enticed to do it. But if it's that open, obviously just get in the end zone no matter what, and be coachable and do what my coach says. So, yeah, I'll definitely get a minus for that one.
You're okay with that?
Yes and no. Yes and no, yeah.
I like that O'Connell's like, do not do that.
He's like, so you mean I could do that?
So like, I'm gonna though.
Yes. You know what that was? That was I've had a terrible season. I'm getting a wide open touchdown. I feel like celebrating because this has sucked so far. That's all that was.
I mean, that thing was gift wrapped for him. So, like nobody even ran to that side.
No,
he could have been crawling on the ground and got there.
Yes.
So,
yeah. The offensive coordinator should have done the gritty. That's what he should have done.
What's that?
I said the offensive coordinator should have been the one celebrating. You should have just walked in there and gone and handed him the football. Now
that would have been funny. That would be on every sports station ever.
Yes.
If he just goes out there and starts doing the gritty, that would be amazing. You also had, I don't have this video, but you also had Purdy doing the Dougie.
Yes.
He had a couple of interesting moments in that game too, because he did the ball fake, which that was wild. I was surprised somebody didn't come and clean him up later.
Yes, I thought so too. He did go apologize to the guy kind of like right after, and they had a laugh together. And I think that was one of those, hey, don't kill me later. But
well, and he came out in his press conference. He's like, I don't even know why I did it. He's like, it was dumb. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. Yeah. So, and he's like, and I even like the guy. Like, I don't know why I did that.
Oh, that's good. I always always hate when quarterbacks do it, kind of, just because I feel like you guys are the most protected. So you guys are the ones to talk trash, but also the ones to dive out of bounds first. And, if I hit you in certain parts of your body, it's a penalty, or I brush you too hard, you're the first one to look at the ref and go, what? I'm like, these are not the people who should talk trash if you're going to do that. Running back can do it because, hey, you get punished every other play. So I say go for it. Have your fun. Wide receiver, y'all want to talk trash, that's fine because you guys get physical out there. But quarterbacks is tough because you're always diving away from all the contact. So it's, haha, I'm going to tease you and nobody will, that's the kid that goes and punches you and then runs and hides behind mom. It's that's what I think of.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, or they're like, they're doing the little kid, like, I'm not touching you. And then you smack them. Yes. They're like, he hit me. And it's like,
yes. Yes. That's exactly what I think of. Teasing the guy, looking at the ref, he hit me. Flag. Yes, flag. I'm like, come on, man. He's been going after him all game. What are we doing here?
I mean, that's why people were so happy to see KC go down, because Mahomes is one of the worst for looking for the flag.
Yeah.
Now, again, nobody wants to see him get hurt. Or maybe some people probably do, but But by and large, like nobody wants to see guys get hurt, but they did want to see him get eliminated.
Yeah.
Because every time like we've seen him fall on his own and look around for the flag. It's like, oh, you're just LeBron out here. Okay. Like,
yep.
Like he didn't
or the guy that
he's like,
yes, and look for the flag and get the flag half the time. Or the same guy who will toe the line on the out of bounds for 15, 20 yards because he knows the second you get near him, he's putting a foot out of bounds and getting a 15-yard play. So like that was a Mahomes play. So yeah. And so anybody who's listening, we were not wishing any injury on him. Don't cut that
Exactly.
But people did want Kansas City to lose.
I'm surprised we didn't get a comment during that. They're like, but that means you hate Shedeur, right? Like,
we have been called haters. Yeah, we have been called haters of Shedeur. Like,
oh man,
somebody who I have not given two thoughts about. Like after we do this segment, I probably never, it doesn't. Especially we do more college anyway, right? But it doesn't cross my path. I don't wish bad on him, and I don't like root for him. I'm just like, he's gonna do what he's gonna be fine no matter what happens here.
Yeah,
but
no, it's it reminds me of that guy that jumped in the comments a few weeks ago. It's like, you guys are the biggest haters. It's like we were actually saying he was doing some of this stuff well. Like I don't like how are we hating? Like I don't understand.
Yeah,
like we were just saying it was a good game against a bad team, so let's see more stuff.
More of them. Yeah.
You guys are haters. It's like, okay. You know what we did see though is another good team, and he looked awful. So
yes, yeah. Guess what? He's playing like a rookie. It's amazing how that works out.
Insane. Speaking of upset people, though, good segue here. We have Diggs upset with Jerry Jones. He was not active for this last game. They could have used him. That Dallas defense did not look particularly good. Not that they've looked good all year, and they could use all the talent on the field. But Jerry Jones said he wasn't healthy.
I know the special requirements that I need to show that I can play. I've been in practice. I've been practicing well. Been running around doing what I'm supposed to. So, it's not my decision at the end of the day.
Diggs isn't healthy enough to be out there for us. Period. Okay. Did everybody hear that? The city's not healthy enough for us to put him out there.
Yesterday, I was upset.
So he's been in practice, been running the drills, healthy enough to play, but apparently not.
Yeah. With Dallas, do you ever really know? And part of it methinks, this is one of the guys that Jerry Jones kind of took a swipe at, right, early this year with, hey, we've given guys contracts and they've got hurt immediately, right? So you wonder, does part of it fall under that? Does part of it, which there's two conflicting things. My first thought is, okay, well, Jerry Jones knows the playoffs is a slim hope. So if he holds out certain guys, then, we're semi-tanking without looking like they're tanking. But then why'd you sign all these guys at the trade deadline to make it, I don't know. Was it all just planning for the future and you still want to look bad this year? I just don't
can't be planning for the future because he gave away all the draft picks that he had gotten. So it's not like he brought in some talent but retained draft picks. He gave away all the draft picks that he got for the Parsons trade. So, I don't know that all they did was move a good outside attack to a good inside run stop. Like all they did was kind of trade some stuff around. They didn't really get any better. So, I don't really know what the plan is there, but it's the Cowboys. So you never really know what the plan is.
Yes. Yep. And that was me kind of grasping at straws, trying to figure out otherwise why he would hold him out. Otherwise, like I said, it just, how Jerry Jones is. He picks scapegoats when things start to go wrong. And I don't think it's going for the coach this time. So, like I said, I'm always bitter for when he decided Amari Cooper was a scapegoat and got rid of him that year for nothing after trading a first round pick for him. So I'm like, is Diggs the next guy? You're like, oh, we just can't stay out there, or is he ready to go? And you're just like, it doesn't matter.
The issue with Diggs is he's a boomer bust kind of guy, right?
It's sad that was the exact phrase in my mind when you were talking.
I mean, but he is, right? So I mean, when you look at Diggs, he isn't particularly great in coverage,
right?
But he does have a really good recovery step. So, which is how he ended up with a lot of picks, right? So he'd give up some plays, but he'd end up with turnovers. And so you're like, okay, I can live with some of the plays he gives up because he can sort of make up for it on the back end, right?
Right.
But over the last year and a half, he hasn't had that element of his game. But the first part still exists. So now it's like, okay, well, now he's giving up plays and we're not getting the turnovers from him anymore. That's where I think that's where I think the issue stems from. Plus, it's one of the Diggs brothers, so there's also the attitude issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that let's be real, that plays a role. Right. So, you know, if you have a little bit of an attitude and you're not producing the better element of your game, it's not like it is hard to see why they pulled him out. But when your defense is already bad, you really do need all your guys on the field.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like you said, I mean, that's a great point. Throw him out there. Like if he gets burnt, everyone else was anyway. So it's kind of boom. And you can, I mean, honestly, if you're Jerry Jones, use that against him in the next contract negotiations or whatever you're going to do. I mean, because I know he likes to jettison people anyway. I will always remember Diggs was playing.
I don't think Diggs is back in a Dallas uniform.
Right. And I think this is kind of setting the stage. Like I said, Jerry Jones sets up for stuff like this. He likes to be able to do this and get rid of a person and make sure it's not, none of it's his fault. But I always remember Diggs was playing. I know he's playing against Mac Jones, but I can't remember if it was on the Patriots. And I want to say on consecutive throws, he had a pick six and then he gave up a long touchdown, like back-to-back plays. And I was like, this is the entire Diggs. And I'm saying like the long touchdown was, like a 75-yard got over and boom, guy runs all the way down. So I'm thinking, this is the entire Diggs experience. You're going to get the great, because what he set the record for pick sixes in a season or whatever that year when he's going crazy. But like if you look at the metrics, he also set the record for the most passing yards given up on long plays. So it was, it is what it is.
He was best on pick sixes and worst on explosive plays. Which also lets you know that no one was afraid to go at him.
Right.
And it's because his coverage isn't awesome.
Yeah.
So
even the most diehard Alabama fan admitted that. They're like, yeah, we see. So, I mean, it is what it is. It helped him get paid once, but it does make it tougher for the future.
Oh, no.
He's never been listed. The guy set the pick six record, right? And then was never mentioned among the best corners. Like you've never heard his name.
Oh, yeah.
As far as that goes. So.
I mean, even during that year, he wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, during that year, they're like, "Oh yeah, no, he's good. He's killing it on these turnovers." And then they're like, "Oh, so is he like the best in the league?" Oh, no.
No. The best in the league, you never hear their names. Like when Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year, I was surprised, but that is kind of the cornerback position. You don't hear their name all that much. And Revis Island was a thing. You didn't hear a name. The guy went out there. The guy got 2 targets that he was covering the whole game, and the whole game plan went somewhere else. So Diggs are like, oh yeah, they targeted this guy 20 times today. Like what? Yeah.
You only heard about Sherman because he was so loud.
Yes.
Because otherwise you wouldn't have really for him either. Because they stopped throwing his direction also. Yep.
No matter who he was gunning, that's our best wide receiver. We're like, hey guys, it's just going to be a rough game for you. Sorry, but we're throwing on this side. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that was the only knock on Sherman's career, right, is he didn't switch sides. So he basically lined up on one side, and if you wanted your number one receiver to have a chance, you just put him on the other side of the field because Sherman wasn't going to move around.
Why didn't Sherman want to move around?
Sometimes you just play better on one side of the field. I was better on one side of the field than the other. But I would still move around. But it just has to do with, some of your mechanics. Like I had an easier time pivoting a certain direction out of a step than I did on the other side for whatever reason. Now, it's not like I couldn't cover on either side, but there was one that I could feel my transitions were smoother. Right. So, it could have just been a personal preference thing.
Okay.
But
that's interesting. Yeah. It's also something that I would never think of, but as a player, I could understand it,
Well, and also when you think about it, he didn't need to. Because the way that defense was put together, it's like, okay, you could either have a long, tall Sherman on you, or you could have Brandon Browner, who's probably going to put you in the hospital. Like, it's going to be a flag, but you may never play again.
Right.
So, it's not like at that point you're like, maybe I'll try Sherman out.
You're right. You know what I mean? At least I'll survive the game.
And then over the top, you had Earl Thomas, who was a missile. And then you had Cam Chancellor that wanted to remove your soul from your body. So you're just like, I don't know how deep a route I want to run.
Right. Herb, we need you to go. Oh, no. I'll be right. Right here.
No, I stepped out of bounds. I can't be the one to touch the ball.
Yes.
Herb, and then if you're crossing the middle, you had Bobby Wagner and Bruce Irvin. Yeah. And I mean, like, that whole defense was brutal. So he didn't even have a necessary reason to switch sides. Whereas when you think of like Revis, like, he was the dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, we need you to follow because no one else is going to do anything.
Yeah. Yep. Which is the wide receiver. That's got to be frustrating. All right, I'm going to this side. Oh, you're coming over here. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and when you think about it from a receiver standpoint, that's how Juju ended up with the team MVP for the Steelers, because AB was getting double teamed
by
every time he was out there. And so Juju looked like the man because you had essentially a nickel corner covering him. And it's just like, okay, if you got your third corner on our second guy, that's not going to go well. And, but every time Juju's had to be the number one guy, it's like, oh yeah, he's kind of not the number one guy.
Yep. We talked about it. It's easy to look good sometimes when the second person, and there's no shame in being the number two, but just don't mistake your number twos for your number one. And that's where you get in trouble. And Juju wanted number one money and, left Pittsburgh, and it was like bad ever since.
Yeah. The only time he looked decent was in KC.
Mm-hmm.
He played well within that scheme. And maybe he just looked really good because he was the one guy that wasn't dropping the ball. So
lowered expectations.
Exactly. Hey, when you temper how high you're trying to be, more things look good.
For sure.
That being said, this show is brought to you in part by Archer Duck Cleaning. If you're here in the Pacific Northwest, you got a lot of people coming over, don't have that dusty smell, get those ducks cleaned. It'll help also eliminate any allergies you have. People with allergies, dust is a very real thing, and it lives in your ducts. So be sure to get that done. Also, if you're here in the Pacific Northwest, True Fusion Gym, free 5-day pass at any of the 3 locations, Bellevue, Ballard, University Village. If you use the QR code on the screen, find your edge. True Fusion Gym. All right. And I did want to touch on the NHL real quick. Now, to answer Brad's question, I did not see the Flyers game. But my Kraken drop another one. And so they have gone from the second team in the Pacific Division to the second to last team over the last 8 games. They've only won one of those that was in overtime. They were a team that was on pace to set the all-time overtime game record during the regular season. They have stopped doing that, but in the last 8 games, their only win was from overtime. So unfortunately for them, their shooting or their scoring hasn't gotten better. And so now they're just starting to really drop games. They're only halfway through the season, but unless they start getting some scorers in there, this season could be getting away from them.
Yeah. I've always wanted to adopt a hockey team too, just because like playoff hockey is just, that is a fun animal,
It is.
So I have enjoyed.
It's a really good, they have a really good playoff setup.
Yeah. So I've wanted to get into it for that reason, but we're in Alabama, so it's like, am I traveling to Nashville? And Nashville still has a team, right? I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
they do. It seems like you would do like the Panthers, though. It seemed like you do Florida.
Where is Florida based out of?
Because
Because Nashville's like 3 hours for me.
Oh, it wouldn't be that close, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget exactly where the Panthers are. Let me check.
Mm-hmm. So for you, and like I said, because I'm always de facto, can Seattle turn this around at this point, or are we looking at lost season?
So they're gonna have to add players. That's the problem. If they want any hope to stay in this thing, Sunrise. Oh, it's near Miami. It's near Miami.
Oh yeah, no, that's
So Nashville would be much closer.
Yeah. Even Tampa, I think, is a little closer than what that is.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So honestly, I don't know that they can turn it around. I mean, they were winning. They were up that high just because of the way the point system works for the NHL. So for those of you watching that aren't familiar, if you win a game, you get 2 points, right? So it doesn't matter what the score is, you get points based on wins. So if you win a game, it's 2 points. If you lose a game, it's 0 points. If you lose in overtime, you get a point. So they, in their first 22 games, they had gone to overtime 10 times, which is crazy, right? But it also means they got at least 10 points, right? Now, some of those games they ultimately won and they get 2, but they were up that high, not because they were necessarily winning games. They were up that high because they were able to go into overtime. That's not really a way to win in the postseason, right? Because once you get into postseason play, the wins and losses are all that matter. So the point system goes out the window. So then when you're looking at it, you're just like, okay, that's not really a sustainable way to go. But we haven't seen them, make any moves as far as adding guys that can shoot the puck, because they were the second best as far as goals allowed, but they were the second worst as far as goals made. And so they were able to stop people. And what's happening, John? But the problem is they could never capitalize. And so you'd see a lot of games that it was like 2-2 and it would go to overtime. A couple of them were shootouts. I mean, they were able to keep you from scoring. They just had no ability to score. When I was there covering games, they couldn't capitalize on power plays. Like they can't even get the puck in the net when they have less players on the ice. So it's a very real issue for this Kraken team. Unless they're going to add some players, I don't see how they turn it around, because it's not like the guys they have in the building are just going to, 30 games in miraculously learn how to shoot the puck.
Right. But you're also in the kind of the position that when you start sliding, you don't become buyers either, though, right? So it's kind of making a decision.
Well, but you're still early enough in the season, right? You're almost at the halfway point. Like, if you're going to turn it around, it has to be now.
Yeah. Okay.
So that being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we do have Coast to Coast. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here, and we will see you all next week. Take it easy, everybody.